Until then, let's go. Who's how they go? Who's how we want we Sierra Leone for be a better country? We want for can look the economy of Sierra Leone in the eyes and inside the brain of Professor Kelfala Kallon, the bank governor of Sierra Leone. Maybe waiting me and you they think about the economy of Sierra Leone, not so in the same. Or na in the economy good, bad, not good. And I want to make you go subscribe to the production channel, Sierra Network Production, because tomorrow we do the upload. You know, say a lot of people they blame the dollar boys in a salon. Where we go, even though the number one talk to we, but we send the team for go interview them. Whose role we then they play? Where the dollar they go now up to 1,000 for $1. So we go ask them 10,000 for $1. We go ask them. Who's go learn they play? Because beaucoup people learn the talk say they aren't kindedi. Let we bring Professor Kelfala Kallon. We be there 98.1. And let we hear waiting intake about this economy. Outside the economy day, delicate day. Sometimes now we know they understand. So make you explain to we Sierra Leone economy as we speak. How we do. Listen to this.
The bank governor, there this morning they can talk about the 2019 Bank of Salon Act and some kind of function them where the bank they do. Good morning one more time, Professor Kallon.
Yeah, good morning. Sorry, I have a cold.
Okay, sir. Before we can look at the the 2019 Bank of Salon Act, let me start for look at the bank and some of the functions them where the bank gets as way for improve on the country economy. When we talk about the Bank of Salon, what are some of the key main functions of the bank?
Well, the bank, the key objectives of the bank, way by law, Parliament give we, now for issue and manage the currency, the Leone of Sierra Leone. For level maintain price stability, meaning that the price level not going to jump one day every day. That will contribute to fostering and maintaining a stable financial system so that banks they not they go bankrupt and all of this stuff. And that will support the general economic policy of the government. Those are our key objectives where the law gives.
How una don't they go about for ensure say the objective ya una implementing as stated?
Well, we get policies. You have to understand. Let me make a disclaimer here. The bank by law, Article 4 of the Bank of Sierra Leone Act 2019, and this has been in all other previous acts, shall be autonomous and accountable for the performance of its functions. And part 2 say, where will they do we work? No outside body, no go tell we waiting for do or waiting not for do. But we are accountable to the government. And at the government, they set the economic policies of this country. We then give we marching orders, we try for use the policies we will get for meet them.
Then four function there of the bank we don't outline, so let's start for talk about them one after the other.
Okay.
The first one we talk about on our main function for manage the loans. You take over the bank about a year now. Waiting and waiting you don't do as bank governor where it can pan this function we get for do for manage the loans.
Well, we don't make sure say there's no shortage of cash in the economy. That's one of the functions we for supply loans. 2, we don't make sure say we're not really seeing because of all the noise, but inflation is coming down. We don't make sure say that's happening. In fact, if we practice how we calculate inflation, like how the advanced countries they practice them, For example, the Federal Reserve System, the Central Bank of the United States, where then they look at the core inflation, then they pull energy prices commodity, then they pull food prices commodity. If you do that to inflation rate, you're going to say inflation rate is below 10%. Where at takeover, the inflation rate was about 19%. We are around 15, 16%. The new revisions where Statistics Sierra Leone do, if it is acceptable, they are talking about the inflation rate of around 13 or 14%. So we've been quite successful in that area of trying to maintain price stability.
In terms of managing the loans as one per owner functions them, as it is now, how you would describe the value of the loans compared to other currencies?
The value of the loans compared to other currencies, they really talk about it on a day-to-day basis. What we worry about, me as central banker, is whether it fluctuates too much.
Okay.
If it not fluctuate too much, at any value way, people go able to plan ahead. That not means that the value way they now, we glad about them. But the new law, when we talk about them, don't give we some powers, we go help us address those issues.
You talk but on a concern we can be whether or not the loans they fluctuate or not.
No, not whether they fluctuate. It should always fluctuate. The exchange rate policy we will get in this country, where the government been done sign, not to the bank they set exchange rate regime. Now the government they set them that the loan for float. Any currency where they float, it can go up and down.
So it floats now?
Yes, it's been floating since 1996.
As una still they do implement one of una function them for ensure say una manage the loans, but most people believe say the loans they depreciate and other currency them they go higher, and you just say the government they set some of them standards then they. But as a bank governor and you are the principal financial advisor to the government, in situation like this, what you do as a bank governor for ensure say you give the right advice to government?
Okay, let revise your question a little bit. What I say is that now the government they set the exchange rate regime. The government don't set the exchange rate regime from way back 1996 that this country for follow a floating exchange rate regime, which means that at any given day, the amount of people we want to buy loans from the rest of the world and the number of Australians we want to buy foreign currency now go determine the price. The central bank in this system really only can intervene if it feels say one, thing done so bad of that need for intervene, or two, they get resources for intervene. I'm not going to tell you whether we get resources or not to intervene. But what I have to tell you is that the market basically determines what's in the exchange rate. We watch it and we try to finagle it whichever way we're able to do them for putting into the area we say we want. And the new law gives us that power to do some of the things that the old law not being give the bank.
So under your leadership so far, waiting are the strategies them we don't use for ensure say people in Salon be encouraged for use the loans compared to how then they use other currencies them?
First and foremost, the law as it was, as far back as 1963, make the Leone legal tender in this country, meaning that now we for using all transactions. But Parliament not been ever give the bank enforcement mechanism. The new law now give ways for enforce that rule. It bring penalties for people who violate the law and so forth and so on. We I believe said now the reason why really called me because that's what has been the noise on the internet.
Mm-hmm. So now we look at the other function of the bank when at the for advise government on economic policy them. Where President Bio take over as president, you see he makes so many economic policy them just for ensure say he get linked to the broken economy where he say he meets. Some of their economic policy there, so most people feel say they not only bring improvement so much on the economy. As a bank governor, waiting now one of the major economic policy them we see President Bio in government don't put in place.
President Bio in government came in, the economy being in a hole. I like for give this example here. Where you in a hole in the ground, there very little oxygen. You get for work very hard for try for get out. It's very easy for get into hole, it's very difficult for get out. The way the economy they perform, we not get shortages that seemed very imminent if things had gone the other way. Tell me, say, the policies where the government they use. Again, the bank is autonomous. We get our own policies. But in the general performance of the economy, you not get for listen to me. Listen to what our international partners are saying. Listen to what, when I go on conferences, how people see us now. Within a hole. And the hole was not dug in a day. We're not going to come out in a day. Me believe, say, first and foremost, we not get shortages. The government they pay salaries on time. Revenue don't begin to improve. The biggest problem we're getting at this country is a debt overhang. Where they make most of these policies is slow for get the results we need. But we get for continue to do what we need for do to turn this country around.
Concern them be don't come out from people where they do businesses, especially importer them, where they bring different goods them for cancel na the country. Most of them they make there is concern but the tax rate and safe the exchange rate in the country were not favorable for them. But according to you, you say President Bio and government they make inroads in terms of the economic policy them.
Well, I tell you, before I take this job, I've been doing just a basic, we call it ARIMA modeling, for try to see what side the exchange rate could be if there were no changes in policy. Based on that little thing where I've been do, I'm not going to tell what side the exchange rate for be, but it for be way above what side would be. So there is progress. And we need to continue that progress, to build on it, change the expectations of people in this country so that we will get much more progress. And before I get out of there, not to Salon no more there, been done there. Rwanda was here.
But for cushion this, one of the strategies them where you been used under your administration, where you use now for ensure someone being auction dollar at some point. For Leone ensure someone cushion all of this where they happen. So what's difference this make? Because as we talk now, the rate still go up.
Well, I think I may not answer that question at this. In my
it don't take some time.
No,
so the one for know if difference don't day from then time then day to now, as you said, don't say improvements day for let people understand waiting at the improvements. So
well,
far.
You know, when you can auction foreign exchange, not a long run strategy. Nigeria a few years ago, then used $1 billion for defending Naira, then lost, then let the Naira float. So the key strategy we'll get for getting at this country, for make the Leone rise, is we get for produce. We get for begin for export coffee. We get for begin for export cacao. We get for bring people into our tourism area. We get for produce. We only with the earn foreign currency, we sell something outside to the world. Then buy from we. How much then want of we Leone? and how much we want of their currency, now they determine the exchange rate.
So that auction where not been get too much effects for cushioning?
They go guess where you get bad headache. If you take aspirin, you don't get effect, but the headache they come back.
According to you, because I remember at some points during the term where the bank will auction the dollar, we interview on phone, you be out of the country. Now, some of the short-term measures them where you introduce as a governor for auctioning dollar, then the whose impact where you go tell the nation now see that auction day because to the economy or to the loans.
I thought I don't just answer that question. When you do any auction, I tell you, you get short-term effect. But you get for change fundamental structure of the economy. For there you get long-term effect. And I tell you, say Nigeria spent $1 billion. Initially get the effect, then the exchange rate move back to its equilibrium path. So we feel, say, waiting we they do at the bank, really, we they deal with the short run. The rest of the government, they deal with the long run. For example, agriculture, we start producing food so that we're not going to import as much food. We start producing cacao and coffee, we export so that we will get revenue. We're not going to depend on just minerals. We started doing a lot of things where they bring foreign exchange into the country. Bank of Salona, they create dollar.
Okay.
Well, we can look at the 2019 Bank of Salon Act, where Parliament been just agreed for this BNT. But firstly, before we can look at waiting the inside this act, Professor, we been know about the 2011 Bank of Salon Act. Waiting be happen to and we make on a repeal.
Well, it's been inadequate in a lot of ways. The most glaring one we don't cause Boku people for talk was that the bank been get this from 1963, I tell you, the Leone Naina Liga tended at this country. Mm-hmm. In every country where you travel in the world, except Liberia and Ceylon, you use their currency in exchange. But it was almost legal, even though the law say not for B, and as a result of that, we could not enforce. There was no enforcement mechanism. Personally, where I take this job, before I even started, then catch this man with money. Almost $100 million worth of foreign currency. If they try, na suitcase, they carry and go. Then arrest him. Because law not been there. We cover, waiting for do in that case. They then bring the money to the Bank of Salon. We keep on there. Eventually, then other we forgive them back. That day where I hand over that money, they are going to also cry for this country. Because no other country not go the way that kind of thing could be. So this law now, it gives the Bank of Salon the power to enforce those sort of things.
All right. Let me look at the Bank of Salon Act of 2019. One major important one within inside the way for more parliaments pass this particular act into law. Most people only talk about. Now they all don't give now the powers to the bank for prosecute certain people in a court if they fit it and go against the law. Now look at they all talk about say the country now for begin do all the exchange them in loans and try for stop the dollar issue. You know, they pay us rent in dollar, you know, they do transaction in dollar, and self governments government so they can award contract to business people and supposed for doing loans. How the bank will ensure say this particular section of the act on implement and well?
Well, again, Khadija, this is not new. Let I read the Bank of Salon Act 2011. Section 23(1. It said the monetary unit of Sierra Leone shall continue to be the Leone. Subsection 2. Prices of all transactions in Sierra Leone shall be indicated in Leones. Mm-hmm. Subsection 3. The Leone shall be prefixed by the sign LE. That 20 Bank of Sierra Leone Act 2011 bring in. Where you look at the current act, now it's we able, as you said, we able now prosecute somebody and punish them. What thing that do now is that it give the bank and the governor power for actually make some proclamations and make sure that people abide by them. Within are the things that we will get for enforce, the bank not get enforcement power. Just like any ministry not get enforcement power. Now the police, FIU, the Financial Intelligence Unit, NRA, customs, and this, that.
But now go able work with the other stakeholder there, so with this act on Adonge.
We don't already have extensive consultations, and we don't agree on waiting we get for do. And when we at the bank decide waiting with the release to the public, access will be in place for enforcement.
The Act also make provision for punishments for people where they go against this particular section what they talk about, because now one way plenty people believe say they contribute to the way how the loans they depreciate, because most people they do their transaction there in dollar. Punishments then the way if the court find the person guilty, if they go jail or pay 100 million loans.
Or both.
Or both.
Yes.
Some people who don't get for read this act will say, okay, the punishment them fine, but now how the police and the court them go ensure say them punish people them will go against the law, because most time when they see people and they go against the law, but later they can go jail. They don't they even done the jail time, then they don't come back.
Well, one of the meetings where we've been there with the police, then talk about something years back, we then go arrest people where they deal in foreign currency or violate the law, and then bring them, then book them as CID and this, that, then get orders, well, let them release them. Where the people then, where then they release them, they pull Babuya and the police. We feel, say, that not going to be there. And therefore, there will be enforcement. We will do all we can as the bank to make sure that we put the right country is willing to make sure.
You believe in the security sector?
Yes. What if I know two things you get for believing in any country, or else you forget a country. One, you get for believing your central bank. If your central bank lack credibility, forget about the country. Next, you get for believing your security, because if your security not there, there is no state. So yes, I believe in the security sector, and I believe so then we do them work.
Now let me look at what are the most challenging or outstanding challenge now this sector, especially so for handling the loans for the above as it's supposed to be to other currencies. What are the outstanding challenge?
Well, one of the challenges is this dollarization. You the work then they pay you in loans. Your landlord tell you say you forgo pay in rent in dollars. So what thing that happen? You go try for get dollars. But the host way you rent, another enter international trade, another bring any dollar in this country. So where you go into the market for buy dollar, you increase the demand for dollar and you supply Leone. The Leone go depreciate. Where lawyer make contract is a person for pay him in dollar. The same principle.
But some other people again they suggest say they can't fall back now on a foot on how they deal with the banks then, because for example the one the way they said black market, if something they go to bank they're not able to get access to the foreign currencies here, and not go the floats where they make people get easy access to the foreign currencies.
Yes, but if we all take that view, then they call the law of unintended consequences. If me believe say I not go get foreign exchange, therefore I forward them, then everybody believes say them forward, and the banking system now get foreign exchange. So where you go there, you not go there. What thing we they try for do is get foreign exchange into the banking system, so that where you go there for try for buy a ticket for go America for your holiday, you go able to get a foreign currency from the banks or from foreign exchange bureaus.
When you go to other African country, them you dey see say they totally ban the use of dollar. If you go there sell for tourists or any other visit, if you want to go do any transaction or any shop or any business center, they will tell you say go fence I change you foreign currency first to your local currency. But in Salon, na different, na the opposite they happen. What exactly the bank they do with this 2019 Bank of Salon Act? So don't give all the powers for ensure say quickly on a ban the use of foreign currency and people begin use the loans.
Again, I don't tell one this for a long time. The use of foreign currency in a salon for trade has been illegal since 1964. Every Bank of Salon Act don't indicate say the Leone legal tender. Waiting we they do at the bank now, given the powers where they don't give we, is for make sure say we follow that law. Now, that puts a responsibility on us as central bankers to make sure say we protect the value of the currency. But we're not going to protect the value of the currency if all man not pass the currency through the banking system. So first and foremost, we want, if people, some of the stupid things where I've been done, they read on the internet. Oh, it could drive away foreign investment. Any businessman we're really serious about investing in this country, in a common country where all transactions go through the banking system. If you put money in a suitcase, bring in a salon, we don't want them. You know how to use bank. The only reason it will bring money inside suitcase or try to take money out of this country inside suitcase now for nefarious reasons. Every Australian for be angry at people like that. But then when they see educated people, they go online, they write nonsense about a law where they try to stop the situation.
Listening to you this morning as bank governor and some of the issues them where you and the bank they try for fight against this issue of dollarization. Somebody go say you get a lot for do for tap that particular culture there, if I can say, na salon.
Yes, I get a lot for do in everything that we are doing because the challenges are too humongous. However, as I tell you, where I've been in a central bank, African Central Bank Governors meeting, I asked the central bank governor from Rwanda, I said, when I go through the same problem, when I been get genocide, we get war. When I come out, when our economy was saddled with debt payment been the kill, like how the kill we now. Waiting when I do, we change that everybody they look at Rwanda today. Now I say two things. One, we president go tell the people, say, we with our generation don't fail this country, but let's make this country better for the future. Because all man get Pekin and grand Pekin, then listen to that. He say, because he say that, then he say, we get this debt problem. Let's make sure, say, everybody in this country contribute 1 month's salary. For let's retire this debt quickly, let development take place. He said, even people from outside of Rwanda in the diaspora did that. Maybe not that we for begin, maybe a Tower for Salon Foundation. Una follow me now.
You might be willing for pledge, but looking at the earning of people and daily incomes and the economy, other people might not be willing for do that. But let we look at some of the advice that we just don't talk about to see you learn from other countries. How applicable that could be to we young governments, for example, where we see this new administration self don't begin going to debt?
Well, debt not bad. As it don't so, because I take debt for go college. As long as you invest the debt in something where they make you productive, debt not bad.
You said debt not bad.
No, the type
they inherit debt, so don't they see themselves they go into loans.
I just don't tell you. Now the type of loan that matter. When you talk about sovereign debt, governments go in perpetuity. Government not they die like me and you. So all government need for do for service and debt, pay interest and principal. Waiting don't happen now where they squeeze we is that because all them dead then have been shot, anybody will go to the military, will come out and say then they educate them. That generation of Americans don't earn more income than all generations before them. So let me finish. Debt not bad. Now the type of debt, and if you're able to service them.
So how you go describe the debts where the country will get forgets for the Lunge Bridge?
No, I'm not in that. I'm not in that negotiation. But I feel, given the policy position that this government has, it will be a long-term debt.
So then long-term debts they are now, where this government they go into, some of the things them where they don't they do in terms of development, you think say they don't they do the right thing them, if even the one they will get for can service then debts there, then go do them and then they see result.
If the money is invested in say Lunge Bridge open up, let's say we get an export-free zone, jobs then Bokude, people then will get for pay the debt in the future, now then go get the benefits of earning in the future. That is all what this intergenerational transfer is. Waiting wrong for the people of the future is when you take debt, you make party. You not invest in the productive capacity of the economy. I am not the Minister of Economic Planning and Development. Right. All I tell Una is that, where I've been to teach when I was a professor, anything where I want to go discuss to my students, they ask myself if I explain it to me, Mama, if you go understand. So let I explain this thing in that way. The economy is like farm. Where you want to make farm, you get for clear the bush. You get for burn them. You get for plow the rest. You get for weed them. You get for drive the cutting grass there and the bird them from eating it. Then you harvest. The role of the central bank, not for brush, create a stable macroeconomic environment. The other parts of government, now then they do the burning, now then they do the plowing, now then they do the weeding, now then they drive the board then and harvest.
So, but you don't brush. If you say you don't brush, fine. Person they come for can do in work now for plant, do that thing. One for ambogda brush, you don't brush. What's advice you can give for ensure so that you brush we don't brush? They not can make grass can grow the way enough for grow.
Now that make the law give me a fiscal advisor to the government. So I go tell them, hey, unano.
But they make you did it.
I know, but this government is very serious about following the right economic policies. And when I am asked, I give my honest opinion. And I believe that, when you advise people, you don't talk about advice where you don't give person in public. So we are not going to go into what I have advised or what I have not advised. I've been thinking about putting a symposium together where we bring market women, we bring business people, we bring the bankers, we bring the judiciary, we bring the justices, we bring the police. One of the reasons where interest rates very high in this country is because we get very high default rates. And we get a system where I take a loan, I put my oath as collateral, I not pay the loan, the bank not able to repossess my loan, my oath, because it can go judge, give them a ruling where it not go able to repossess the oath. When that happens, the bank not go want lend to we again. So the only place where then they lend are to government. And because of that, the interest rates they rise. So we have a whole thing that we get for deal with this country, in this country. I don't tell people we need a national conversation. And
this same thing, most people understand and say the corruption we just make mention of, still just they go round and round, and even if they happen na the commercial banks them. You agree with that?
I think it has improved. Look, I write a book on corruption in this country, and the rankings we will get now, it don't improve a little, but we still need to work on it.
We still need to work on it. Professor, you talk about the book we write. You don't hear all the new laws them we don't they in place. What thing you take from this interview? One for tell 98.1 thank you, because now through them we get the conversation we then get with Professor Kallon. What thing you want agree with the professor, or what thing you want for disagree? What thing you be the think we after listening to Professor Kallon, you don't realize, say, oh, okay, so I be the missing. Or after you hear you say, no, I think yanda yon, Papa Professor, yanda look shaky small. I dey open the phone line. You get opportunity now for call and be part of the program. You listen that part where you make reference to Rwanda. I think say Rwanda, we na the diaspora coming. You hear what he say, not so? He say, ask the member from Rwanda. He say, how una do am? He say, well, we get beaucoup dettes. And Mr. Francis, Salon beget beaucoup dettes. Okay. Rwanda say, they forgo 1 month salary. Even the one in the diaspora, they send money. So if Salon government want to implement that, you know the diaspora, you go send you money. But even before we reach that, you remember the time we get some previous loan them will be forgiven. You remember that thing there? We get some loan them where even IMF, World Bank, they wipe them off for we. But tout ça, vous dédé les today. So, sacrificing now, but 10, 20 years, who say get for day? Now, the question. Because if anything, if it's not managed well, then the one we sacrifice, not for nothing. And I don't think so we go even talk about that now for the one that we business alone. With the kind way how people them they talk about the struggle now. So it go make you wonder small, not so. Then one day we get Osna Salon, where they charge in dollars. It go and make you wonder, say, well, the next day we go hear about the bridge, then go able to tell we almost trillion. Where it go count to in Leone's. Because they no go tell you again but $2 billion. Then go tell you about one money way it go even ask for pronounce in Leone's. Make you count this caller. Yes, caller, you dey live on here. You name and who side you call from?
I'm Patrick Sakwi from Germany.
Yes, Patrick. You don't listen to the bank governor. Waiting you all in a table.
Thank you very much. It just to, as I say this thing, and we listen some of we will not get party with the support. Na Sierra Leone with the support. It just to start Salon. We talk good. This one say United people. We talk bad. This one say na APC. It just too sorry we still there na the errors and the but this bank governor. He talk certain words that we are not ever expect. You understand? Eh? If Naya a big person, na then can position and they see do you utter then can words and they the next day you know never see yourself in that position the way they again. I believe say Sierra Leone we always concern anybody we come even a stupid words if that person they talk us not to the word we in talk na the intention that they watch. I believe say most of you deny or whosoever they say anything in the interest of Sierra Leone. You know, you're not right for say people in the go na internet who are in a simple servant. You understand? Eh? I hope saying they listen to it they talk so now a servant now with money then they take pay. Who are not in way for say people in the go write rubbish. You understand? We see people in the go write nonsense and stupid. You understand what I mean? We also in education if you never argue. If you're not able to convince people with the truth, with the facts, then who is he to occupy that position? It's too disheartening. When people that are expecting with position, then they just go out and like that. We not send any signal, any sign of respect for the nation. For the nation, Anybody will say anything, whether not criticize, they criticize, whether not praise, they praise. Now that person, they own right. We are all right in our different ways, because different people get various opinion, and you get right to your opinion. Me say get right to my own opinion. Whether not in way it go utter that word, the way people go write rubbish na internet. They say again that the noise the people go and cause na internet. I mean, it's so sad. This is an unfortunate situation. Maybe in a one of the you see, this is it. We don't just go appoint somebody because maybe in a competitor, whatever, something in a vaccine and never get them kind of position and go put as bank governor. Do it to people anyhow. You understand? Let it come. It convince people. Let it come up with sensitive with itself. I the good people and say the good talk rubbish. They go right stupid or foolish. You know what I mean? You understand? I hope see them will bring them back. May he rebuke that in statement way again. He's a servant. He's working over the people. You understand? Nobody's working for him here. When you go to the mayor's office, he address you, yes sir. When you go to the chancellor's office, he call you yes sir or yes ma'am. Whether you wait there and we don't go appoint, we don't go in position. Maybe not even have that position. They go write rubbish. Enough is enough. Terrorism, the Lord will wake up. That's not what I mean. The man, I wish you ever employed him there.
All right, thank you very much, Patrick. Yes, caller, you live on here. Your name and who side you call from?
Yeah, this is Ayo, call from years.
Yes, Ayo, you get a platform. Waiting you are laying at table, sir.
Yeah, I want to touch on three things. The first one, we talk about these rents, people and they charge people them in dollars. That's not right, you know. But how they were able to enforce that one day for change that thing, we don't know, you know. The second one has to do with Rwanda. They say they ask the Rwandans them how they do them. You know, it's just surprising to me. Sierra Leone, they go ask countries then how they do them things in the country. You know, when Sierra Leone actually like in the anthems of West Africa, when the place where all people from across Africa and West Africa, they come for land book and go build up their country. Now we don't turn now to go ask people then how do they do stuff. You know, with all the education we Salon get. That's just surprising. You know? And thirdly, this issue about this guy where they say them cage in an airport with box of foreign currency and dollars will amount to about $100 million. And so, you know, it's so strange for me. When I hear that thing first, I will say, yeah, they'll catch them. That's good. They take the money in hand. You know, and they violate the country's sovereignty and laws. Now, maybe now say from this guy, they tell me, they say, if I give the guy the money back. Who does say so? Why didn't they do these things in a salon? They wouldn't do things. Yeah? Why didn't they let foreigners they come and just bypass the law and just do whatever they want to do because they get people in high places, them where they allow them to do that? Why? That's my contribution, man.
All right, thank you very much, Ayo. Thank you, sir. Yes, caller, you live on here. Your name and who side you call from?
Yeah, me now signed on them. They call from London.
Yes, Alusan, you get a platform.
Yeah, you know, the bank governor will try to talk about something that has to do with Rwanda. Yes, like as you say, even the people that were in the diaspora, they give contribution towards that. But one thing we talk where it will be talk now that the people, the government, or whosoever be the Rwanda, we make these changes take place in Rwanda, waiting the efforts where they make towards that. Because if you say people and give one month salary, not of that now the problem. The problem here is now that una within the give them money, una willing to put them money into action. This is the question. Because somebody go in at the diaspora, people, including you go say, yes, our less alone change. I go give me money for let salon go change. But then we did it, we didn't give them money. Then go put them money into use, or they not go squander the money there, because this now is the big problem. Because if you send me money, I give you, say I want to change this in my country, then una way then they pay una. So why you go want to keep this other money in your pocket, say you want to do some your own personal thing? So this is the big problem. Rwanda then do the right thing and make them country develop. Even though they go cry to the one day way na the international people and then cry to them, then use this sort of strategy. But the one day way they as a government, they're willing for put them money there into action. You know, and then again, they try to talk about this black market, foreign exchange, that the street, all lending and they. You see, and I see where you know they able to stop them, because we all know them parts of the world where we day, and they in existence. But you, the government of the day, you get a greater role where you for play a strict laws them where una for put say anybody who una catch they do this way you're not supposed to do them, then the law will take its course. People give me reason by why make we concentrate on say anything as salon people and just say dollar. We all know now the world, the dollar, the pound, the euro, the yen, every day it fluctuates and it depreciates. It go up and it can down. But does that mean the people of this part of the world, then we get them money there now so then the ace prices in a salon? No. Not so every day then the ace prices. But look Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone, they like today, as soon as they go on a street somewhere, they say, oh, dollar don't go up today. When you go to the shop, then now the prices then don't change. No price control, no day. So the government of the day, we still they put on the government of the day get a strict laws the way they put. You see, sometimes we they left this constitution because sometimes we they violate, we step too much because we always concentrate on waiting the constitution say. Sometimes common sense, you they think common and instead we take this action. But if you just concentrate on constitution, trust me, Sierra Leone is far from reaching that level. Me, if I can say anything, that's no more I get for say my brother, because I didn't treat and I not be able for judge because me way somebody they talk I can always like for judge. But because I'm not judge, I just say talk out from my head. I didn't treat, I not go talk that much. I left the platform for other people. But if it's Sierra for better, the people the way they now them for willing for work for the country. Whether now be they now, whether now be there for they before, or now be done the other time, it no matter. Una we don't they now, una willing for work for the country. That's the question. If una willing, then salon go change. If una not willing, then it's far from it, my brother. So now that. Thank you very much, people.
Thank you very much. I'll sign Dundee. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, I will tell you, say, able to understand why then give that person money back. Because, they know the law for take person money in hand. I think if we listen fine, I think, say, now then they make the governor say, ingo na house and cry. Because then we don't, like Gladys say, oh, they don't able to get, equivalent of $100 million in foreign currency. But we're gonna court according to the law of the land. Again, where we can go to at the end of the day, how would they end up? Would they end up back on the constitution according to the law of the land? Make a call this caller. Yes, caller, your name and who side you call from, please?
No, Usman, I call from UK.
Yeah, you don't dollar under? Who side you listen?
Yeah, I just don't dollar.
Okay, you get the platform, sir.
Yeah.
You get the platform.
Yeah, okay, my own contribution, I know people in the comments, different things, but I feel say, as they say, pure common sense, they're not the father of textbook education. Actually, they're not the try for cry down the money education. But there is a common sense in anything we person go able for do. If people use them common sense, that economy they go able for revitalize back, it go come back. But the problem during his speech, not because of what he say, even stupidity. But if you about how people and they go online, there are other areas. Them we talk fine in other areas and for seeing a government now the responsibility of these laws who them they put in terms of inflation or so. And they try for say 13 to 16% now the inflation since. But at some other point, Just like why they say, oh, it good though, at some point, but I talk say it bad though. I can't describe a situation good and bad at the same time. It's not possible at all. Then at the area where I feel say it default in most of the interview, it's very clear. They talk the truth, but they try for bring them out for say this is the problem now. Are not able for solve them. The only people that are able for solve them are the government. But me, I believe say when they give economy work, work with concern economy, when at the government, when at the bank, central bank, now they all the commercial bank then they go introduce them very well. We say the central bank now for commercial bank, now for control this, now for control this. But when they begin ask now for analyze these areas there now, they talk say it is good, and at some point they talk say it is bad. At some point they say the inflation we don't try, and then they talk say they try. Then when they try for ask, they say, oh well, now I don't answer that day before. He is doing his work, but the problem there is some know-how, and I don't know if actually he is the right person. Don't get for be candid. Don't forget about politics. Don't forget about everything. But Lord will try see is he the right man for that job. If it's the government, they don't change the laws there now in terms of how the inflation will go, how the price in dollar will do. Well, let the government say try adjust that law day. But common sense, now then they use for any side when the economy day based on your background knowledge. But at the concern, if he is actually the right person for that, we know they cry down, we know they make. But the idea is he telling us the truth? We would need for do so that economy they will change. Some of the answers they all contradictory. I know it will just get pen and paper because they work away they come. But one thing they say this is this, and then when they ask another point, they say this is that. Able for tell we exactly where is the economy or what he able for do now than for go ask others then for give them sense. You can compare. But if it is there in front of you, you can't compare other things that we know they work with you. Some things and they compare them. But in this case, now in your common sense, you get for look. If it has been for years, wherein that thing it said the hole don't dig, well they don't go inside. But I believe say when they dig hole, anybody will get common sense. If they put two holes then at the side, two holes there as they go down, so that you be able to hold them for come back. So if they not be put them hold then they well then we all make one word for send that rope labor. Now pull Salon up now. And that whole day we don't go. Diabo. If not for pull and they let them change and favor that person. If there is somebody in the sidelines we know about economy, let's forget about the politics. Let them call the person they can sit down they work. And there are people who are competent just for let the company the company. If I then go say now SLPP make, they're not going to see that man though. Then go see now SLPP they make this. If that man is in any party, call him. And he's there, call him, put him there, or even as an advisor for let go just revamp the economy. They're not going to see that man though. Then go call, say now SLPP they help the economy. Just for that sake of Sierra Leone. So we'll come on at this whole layer. This whole layer we don't go there, Not then not give you bad news. No try come on. If not leather themselves, we go join the leather, the man then go holy under, leather man they would inside a whole day come on. Let us come up on this hole. In God's name.
All right. Thank you very much, friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, caller, you live on here. Your name and who side you call from?
Yeah, my name is Abbas Kuruma. I call from Virginia, USA.
Yes, Abbas, you get the
the governor, he mentioned about how Rwanda they make the country, how they make people that they spend money, people that they give them pay, who then they pay them for 1 month. But the thing about Rwanda, the people that give the money, but it happen back say the people who in Rwanda they be willing for make the country develop. All masses say they don't suffer. So now time for development. So even some of the money they would they give them. Because of people are so glad for developing country, Rwanda they use the money, wouldn't they pay them? They not even pay people them. people enjoy the willing. Even if in our whole area, they enjoy, they say, one develop social thing, maybe one build town social place. All man at the area, they're not the force nobody. People and they go their own food. Then they work, that old man, they're all the old for work. By the time they finish 2 days, they don't done the structure. Well, as now small money, any money whether they give them, they make sure say they use them good. So in terms of Sierra Leone now, the people when they give the money there, they don't assess them for even no say now people who get for who determine for develop the country because person not they give you money to person where you know say in not get for using money the good way where you want them. So that's not the thing. You get for create the environment where they make all man of the country they know say this thing where the leaders and they talk about them plan them. They get for see the sign, they get for see the symptoms. For say this thing is really good. We all need to contribute. So in order you get for pay attention to the people in our salon first, may you able know if you all may able understand or maybe place be more peaceful, all may able understand say this thing the leader they are ready for lead we in the right direction. That way they are not say anybody go hesitate for spend money for the good thing them in the country. Now that's my new contribution because if you feel say definitely for happen, therefore create the environment for salon day, may all man they see say the way they lead me so the way it determine want do good things them. The all man they able follow. Now my contribution.
Thank you very much, Abbas Kuruma. Thank you, sir. Yes, caller, they live on here. Your name and who say you call from?
Yeah, me now Usman Toli. I call from the UK.
Yes, Usman Toli, you get the platform.
Okay. First of all, let me get this right. You get what you call fiscal policies, and you get what you call monetary policies. The fiscal policy, then the Minister of Finance, now they deal with that. Then you get the monetary policies, where now the bank governor, now they deal with that. So they are not allowed to make confused. So entirely, the progress of the country, not only rest on the bank governor. In fact, the functions of the bank governor now monetary policies, things like exchange rate, interest rates, devaluation, money supply. Yeah. So if the policies that we pursue, match with that of the policies the way the fiscal policies that we then pursue, sometimes it will be very difficult for achieve results. But I just want to make this point quite clear. I think people in the miss that point there. But the issue I want to talk about today more about the 2019 Act. The 2019 Act, if properly implemented and enforced, will make a lot of difference. By this I mean, when you talk about this dollarization effect, you talk about this floating exchange rate regime, the enforcement level, they all relate. They're all positively correlated, we call them. What I mean by this is this. Remember, say, Leone don't be as a legal tender since 1963. Say, what that mean is that all transactions when it take place in the country will be in Leones. This law has been in existence since then. However, because the government not been give the Bank of Salon, the central bank, the power to enforce this law, so therefore will not be able to see results. So therein we get a lot of dollarization. What do you mean by dollarization? I think say the bank governor explained, but I'll just touch on that small. Dollarization, now the issue or the case where people in the charge their business system in dollars or foreign currency at the expense of their own local currency. What in that they do is they increase the demand for dollar while they decrease the demand for the loan. And not forget, the exchange rate regime, I think so these things are getting caught. The exchange rate regime, now the forces of the demand and supply for the loan, and they determine, I make sometimes the day when they see the exchange rate, they depreciate in terms of the Leone, because people, the demand for the Leone is not there. Simple as that. Now in the bank governor, they try for talk. So what in the act they can't do now, they can't try for caution this dollarization effect, because basically what they do is just to increase the demand for the foreign currency at the expense of Leone. But if the law don't can, they're able to give them the power. They can't give them the power, and they're able to enforce the law. So anybody who they catch, they fine you 100 million leones, or you go jail, or both. So what you going to do if they're able to enforce this law? Say anybody who they catch is charged in dollar, the law will bet you. It will say it will increase the demand for the Leone. That is true. So because people will begin to say, oh, I know we'll do this business, it's illegal. So people will go more for the Leone. So then they will help to extenuate, it will help to appreciate more the Leone. But however, it's important to note that the functions of the central bank mostly a short-term effect. They don't get long-term effect. Until we get the ideas right, it's difficult. This is why people and they constantly echo the idea, say, until we produce enough, until we able to produce, productivity level increase. There is no quick fix. I want people to understand this. There is no quick fix. The best way possible, to be honest with you, there is no quick fix. The best way possible now for increased productivity. And at the moment, we don't say, the mining sector or other sectors, they don't do much well, although it only improve, but they don't do much well. And as I continue for saying at this platform, the best way forward in agriculture until we increase, because if we increase the productivity level, we will be able to get more of the food, we will be able to get, we'll be able to sell the goods there for get more currencies. Okay. So that is the only way forward, right? But it's difficult because in economics, we get what we call unintended consequences. And that is the area where I blame us more. That auctioning, where the action, he cleverly answered the question. But however, that will get a very little effect. I think that policy was not on time. That was not the right time, to be honest with you. It gave very little effect. But the way I answer that question, he do it cleverly by escaping it. That no more I will say. Thank you very much, Triple A. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Usman Toli.
Thank you.
Yes, caller, I did live on here. Your name and who side the call from?
Yeah, my name is Brahma, I call from New Jersey.
Yes, Brahma, you get the platform, sir.
We'll tell you plenty, thank you, people. And I greet all my fellow Sierra Leoneans there. Yeah, I start from the governor. You see, the answer, the way we give, because the answer is not clear, and enable for articulate what we try for passer through to the possible interview. Now I make other callers them, and me self get that particular. I share that same sentiment to the other callers, and they say incompetent. This is the reason why we always say, let them put. Therefore, stop for put square pegs in round holes. People are more, not to say because somebody gets certificate, that means to say qualify for get a job there. And the problem I know get in a salon, most of the people then get the certificate, but for let them do the practical, let them implement things, let it make difference in the lives of the everyday Sierra Leoneans, it's difficult. So the government therefore do a better job. Or else, let them get rid of and find somebody who able to do the job who will make difference in the life of the people. But the second thing I have to talk about, you talk about the one that we see people go, even the one who overseas and decouple the 1 month salary. That me for one another problem for doing like that. But the problem is, if we go to us to officials in Sierra Leone, if we give them a company, if they go able to do the right thing with her, that's not the problem. Another problem for country, because our country, we can get anything they ask for. But if they go able for the intended purpose what we send them for let them improve and put them on the country, let them pay the debt as you say. If they go able for do that, that's not the other thing. Then the last point told me they make, I've been talking about this program. Say Salon na Leone should they use. This is long overdue. Although as I say, it's better late than never. At least in late, but at least they don't go there now. Now Leone should they use, not a dollar will they use that Salon. For goodness sake, any sign a dollar. But again, when you look at that side, the very government now then get for such example. Because look at that bridge, now dollar the estimator. Any government they do now dollar the estimator. Would they still in another country then? I used for living at Guinea Conakry. Anything they do. Now in franc they talk and Guinea and franc. And would they see other countries then? Now the local currency. So on that side then now we get for appreciate we own Leones and that get for start to the government. Whether they make anything like bidding, let them make them in Leones, go to in dollars. Now Leones should they use. Because anytime where you go, we for rent also na dollar. Hotel na dollar. This any transaction, buy motor car na dollar. I don't understand it. I really don't understand. So this again, we don't talk, we don't come for them back in the foot of the Sierra police. Because now them and the FIU now they get enforcement power. Now they get enforcement power, now they need for enforce then for make sure that anybody who broke that law, therefore get rid of them. Find them, then prosecute them. But we know we Salon police. We know we Salon police. We know them. We know them. That's not the problem, the enforcement side. Please let this work. Let this work. Please. Now Leone should use, not a dollar will use. Okay, like the chance to other callers then.
Thank you very much, Brahma. Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, caller, they live on here. Your name and who side you call from?
Hello, yeah, good afternoon, AAA. This is Abraham Ari calling in London.
Yes, Abdul Rahman, you get the platform. What you want to contribute?
Okay. I don't listen to most of the caller then. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity for talk. I don't listen to most of the caller then when they talk bad about the dollar. But also people understand dollar na international currency. All major products, oil, any country, I don't live in a 4 countries in the world. I don't want to see any country where you go and tell where you want to use dollar for buy something. You can go to any country, you buy dollar. The central government then need for send a mechanism where they will use for make the dollar, the use people that will use the Leones. Even though possible, go talk say okay, it owes na dollar in the rent time, but it's still just for change that dollar to Leones again. For make you be able to use that because when you go to the market, they use dollar now. Leones they use. So the final say the dollar they come back into circulation. It just they go round. Then I really voting the bank governor the talk about just now, but let's see. Yeah, the selling of the reserve because me. When this could be carried into effect from the very first day, I talk and say that policy will be a wrong policy.
You mean the auction? Wouldn't be auction?
Yeah, the auction exactly. Sorry, okay. The auction. We reserve the money. I talk and say now a wrong policy. Also for be done because they say that the detention behind na Salon. The car we don't discuss the other day. We get beaucoup money. We be the flight. They left the country, or for they don't bring down the tension down, for let people that they online make the dollar because if you watch out the dollar that time, it rise exponentially during that time where the new government came into. The government for we don't steady all ultimately that not for don't make the dollar rise the way it rise. And then the subsidies don't take from the fuel. It was too early. They bring so many policies there so quick, including the free education. It was so quick. Within a year, you can't bring, these are all major policies in a short period of time. Then I find out say about the bank governor will be the contradict himself, will be the talk say, also make us a minute. Yeah, anyway, now forget about that because most of the other callers that don't talk. So now the other thing, so when they talk about the dollar there, what I want to make a known at this forum, dollar not saying at the bad thing. The central government, the central bank need to bring mechanism. If we not say we they import, what are we they export? I don't live in a country or they send them the imports now Cyprus, I believe Cyprus. When they import more than they export. But the bank governor what he do, it makes sure say the money more than they use, only be the Cyprus pounds. They make it artificial, they make it be artificially high. So when they go now continue for go back. I do an class. You understand? I'm not going to explain now because I will need beaucoup graphing for that explainer. They need for do that, they let them take the loans, for let the loans be artificially high. So when they go outside for go buy goods, the money will be valued. There is a mechanism for that. You understand? So, Tripoli, thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much.
I just said I'll call it quick.
All right, thank you, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, caller, I live on here. You name and who the call from?
Hello, Mina Suma Abdullah from France.
Yes, Suma Abdullah, waiting you are laying at table, sir.
Yes, in Tripoli, I listened to the bank governor in interview. With me, one for say concerning Salon economy, especially to the bank governor inside. You see, I don't see a problem with the go on now Salon. We always would get them wrong. And you see, say we not proactive. We now reactive, we react. Because when you make a talk so, this law where they try for implement so, this government no go say they not be there as opposition because the opposition is a part of government. They not go talk say they not be there in a government. The one for tell you now for say yesterday they not be no say this law this so it affect we. Look that amount of money where they go catch at airport. I think that from the one where they in a parliament, they don't make their laws, indeed not true. Like what he say. Anybody reasonable somebody we tell and like who did that part of the world so you tell anybody that whether it be black or it be white, you tell them that a country, then go catch that money in the airport. Then later they don't get the policy. Because what happened to our country? On our country, it not get sense. People are not the way they use their aid. So then in a big slap to our face. Now, although yes, he late with the long time for make and the time for change that lorry. But this now problem. We any tool they do now react. We really think we not be proactive. This affect me every now. Yeah, it come to the other side where you talk say Rwanda what you then do, what you made then citizens the way and they out. Then the one they do back home, then contribute. But just like what the other callers they say, this is no problem. Who down who trust? Because we go for see because we not most of us scatter all parts of the world. So we they even as Leone. I mean, immediately one good thing back home. One may country don't develop, but we foresee the confidence. Then we foresee things, the enable environment. We foresee things positively, things how things for the on. But how things, that's not the question now. The bank governor, that question is, anything talk about Rwanda, main self will see, if that foundation day, would they see government go and come, what do they do corruption? Nobody go like, just like say, people and get money. People are they're not crazy or them fool. But they get their money they send. But they expect them for do for pay debt on other than for do development. At the end of the day, corruption kind side. It is like we'll go back to zero. So that this not the problem with the bank governor inside for look. Yeah, Rwanda they get it right. But if you see most of the journalists and back again, they can ask most of the high profile people in Canada station. They not get for ask questions. Like when they talk, they say, like when they ask the bank governor, we say, Rwanda, now this then do. Yeah, they ask some question. Yes, Professor. We don't see Rwanda result. But Rwanda, you know how they get it right? Who get them kind of people in a salon? the enabling environment, things then there in place. They see what you're waiting, government go and can see what you're waiting there. Many ask a tough question. From there, you go clear, low, get the doubt, low, so that it will give people in confidence. Then, low, see which they go on. Because me, as for me, myself, nothing this for me, myself be not the think. Because I've been I've been listening to I've been in one forum where somebody been come up with this idea. I say that's not two countries we name where if I not lie, they say Pakistan, I think Turkey. They say what he make. They say then they help the economy greatly. In fact, they say they don't do and say for see where like how Rwanda and do so. Then they make every year diaspora and them. If anybody lost, for example, if not let's say you know we make that equivalent. If not $10 or any amount more, but I mean, they get it within the give. For say okay, for say any diaspora you work, but if you forget that amount we forget to the fund. It say for when the person talk about that we become that suggestion. He say any year. He say nothing about what is Turkey. He say if you know how many amount of millions of euro or dollar we didn't make, and that money they go to development, and then continue then genuine. They see so they give confidence to citizens there, but we then contribute, we then they out. So this now problem will get Nasalo. Until then they address, people don't go willing forgive. I like to say, for example, let's say 2020 dollar or 2020 euro or 2020 pounds. I mean, people don't go willing forgive. But one for see when then development they want for because we always know we look for law. You say we do under also we don't. But once also we come to low self they up. So if I talk so far, Triple A, this is my own contribution.
All right, thank you very much, Suma Abdullah. Thank you, sir. Yes, caller, your name and who the call from?
Mina Umu, the call from Columbus, Ohio.
Yes, Umu, what thing you want to contribute?
What I want to contribute, we would only listen to the professor. One of the things that we say really we sort of understand now about the credit. Let me say with credit score in Sierra Leone, it's down. So that we see the inside the hole. Because like we were to live in the US, like we all know say if you get a good credit, the FICO score, you get up to 800 or so, where you even go for buy house, you know, you get low interest rate. You go for buy motor car, you get low interest rate. But if you credit really bad and your FICO score really they're down, if you go for trust any money for buy car, for buy home, student loan, all that thing, the interest rate they so go high that at the end of the day, you they end up for pay even more than waiting you take. So I do understand that part there. And also where you talk about don't jot that down, but unfortunately I did drive. But yeah, because I don't care about the ways I try. And also where he talk about Rwanda. In the way I see with time where he talks, say he asks the guy where they go to the conference about how they do their own. You know, somebody when they talk about say, okay, he educated and whatnot, why he go ask. But we they go school, but at the same time, if somebody don't do something, you go want to know since he get that experience there, how he manage, you know, let him share that experience there with you. Sometimes you go able to use that experience there for like fit on your own situation also. So I do get that part there. And another thing where I see also, you know, now we understanding too, because if we know they produce anything like the other guy they say, I can't remember a name. If we know they produce anything where we get for selling out, then we know they get enough foreign currency where go help the country for go before. And also about the thing where you mentioned about Rwanda, where they take, you know, the salary, then where they pay. We're all willing for do that one day. But just like how everybody they say now the trust, you know, because we don't lack that trust in Sierra Leone because we all corrupt one way or the other. Just like the Ebola, some of we go online and make a video on YouTube. You know, people they collect money, but all them, some of them money then we go. Wait till we can't hear back what happened with the money. So we forget the trust, and the one that within the rule we now, I hope say at least so far then they do good, though they're not perfect. But then we get for really be that trust for do that one day. But one of your advice back also where I would say, like in the banking system, you know, a friend of mine has really be the same say, you know, why una not go you know, try for open account at commercial bank like them for a bank then they go, you know, anything happen, they know like here we get banks and we FDIC insure, so you know say your money elect the bank they fold up. That your money go daily. But then I believe say if we all begin invest, even if I have not get account at commercial bank, I been get them before. But then the same fear for say government then go thief, then go this. But maybe if we all where would they go vacation, we try for if not small money self we put on a commercial bank. Me not to economists, I don't know how that one they go, but I think say that one they go also help we naturally. So far inside the interview, I mean, he answered some questions then, you know, but some other one then they, you know, he escape them in a safe way. But at the same time, we all not the understanding too. And one of the things where, if I refer to the good and quality education in Sierra Leone, because the illiteracy rate is so much that sometimes even people like that then come and talk, you know, we all don't already get waiting with a take from there where will be good or where not will be good. But at least I'm glad some people then they come, then they enlighten me more on waiting it be mean and waiting it not mean, you know, like that other guy, you know, he really explained to detail about them thing and again I want to tell you thank you for this platform.
All right, thank you very much, Omo.
And by the way, just before you go, you they use Zelle? We can use Zelle on that same number?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right. The bank governor, it convince you or it confuse you? Who say you there? With waiting the bank governor say, were you convinced or were you confused? Yeah? Make look out Tony Toure Jones from Boston, making Kallon a table waiting in Nayon take. Tony, you get the platform.
Yeah, by and large, just like how everybody don't say, most people that they talk, they try for condemn when the government decide for sell dollar. That was true. You know, everything that is happening now in the economy is like try and error. We try this, if we win, bingo. If we try that, you know, like we're doing quick fix, even with power system and a lot of things, they do quick fix. I feel the government, one thing we therefore look at, we therefore really look at, they really need for cut cost in so many areas. Cut cost in a sense, therefore reduce the government overheads spending them. I know they say for make the president stop for travel because some of them traveling, they probably might be meaningful or they might probably bring revenue. But just like how they say they made the economy in austerity, the economy was really bad. As they say, we go by waiting and see the economy was really bad. We feel say this is not the same way. We need for still able to make some savings. Cut cost wherever if you say possible. You know go say you know go pay, but that's what maybe cut cost so you go able to get more savings. The same way I decide for look at now is they therefore cut so many regulations, especially if you go for set up a business. Just like this last call, a few people not call. There is no way economic in graph. Even if they take all the money, the government don't go take an IMF or World Bank or whatever, inject into the economy. There is no way that economy can boom. You understand? At the end of the day, we go see the same thing. Governments get for really cut down on certain things, some more regulation. It's like a give and take. You try for build the economy, you probably might get side away you go save because you don't cut down on plenty leakages, so that's alone a small revenue you don't get.
see how you can best manage the import and export na Salone. Now we get a lot of Sierra Leoneans they want for do business, we want for export things them out. You go down Maryland, I get somebody who I won't call in them, we bring a whole container car of goods na full of people, the young guys them. They car with Palmine, car with this, car with that. If they tell you how much they pay just for pull container come on a Salone for car with those goods, man, it's so huge. You imagine how much they can sell na them foreign market here for compete against other produce. Imagine say you get things where they come on Mexico. You get Ghana. Last time I showed you that with Grupo day. Where yams then American food basket, he gets the Ghana flag on them, the Ghana ribbon. You get the black side, red, yellow, green, and black star in the center. You understand? Government get for see how they get for able for cut down some of them, their regulations. Then they see how they able for negotiate with Bolori or whatever. Encourage more people for farm. Encourage more people for going to business. We not go wait for mining company. So mining company don't begin the boom this and that. We have the lands. We have the bowling lands. We even come out when they talk about diamonds and mineral resources. Has the land to farm. We can go into other cash crop them, cashew, this and that. With time, it's like crescendo. Not for take one thing. It's a process. But try for cut some of those regulations. See how you can give agricultural implements. Other areas them, subsidies, these are just for encouraging more people there for make. Then even privatization. We look at Seratel. Do you know how many thousands of dollars when these mobile companies, these foreign-owned companies or multinational companies, they make every day and then they wire those cash, those funds out of Sierra Leone? Even those banks, those foreign banks that we have, they wire those cash because they are making profit. They wire most of them. Try to see how governments can come in. You understand? Maybe for revamp, we own government institutions, not try for kill them. Seratel cannot even compete with the other mobile companies. See how governments give for privatize. In Kenya, the government privatized the mobile company, you understand? They privatize, they sell shares, then get the 50%, the foreign companies have the 50%. And when you go to Kenya, the one who they so don't go, then get Safaricom. They are very known. Then they do even this mobile money, what they call Airtel money and this and that. Very well. When you talk about mobile money, M-Pesa in Kenya, they're like number one. Government therefore concentrate on how to build the economy, how to really help exporters them. And that's Slipper. I don't know what Slipper is doing. Sierra Leone and promotion, export promotion, some agency where they are parliament. You understand? These are some of the things they should be engaged on. Therefore, give people the way. We want to go into business. You have so many Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora. They want to go into business. They want to go down to Sierra Leone. But when they go and see the bottleneck situation in setting up a business, it's you go feel say, but I can't invest. I can't help me people. Like some of us will get the mentality of going back. You understand? And you go to your own country, you see how difficult it is to set up a business. The economy cannot just go. Government cannot just get revenue like that. They have to really encourage more people. You understand? You know, the thing now is when we look at right now, it's for me, I'm sorry for them because there are so many things on government plates. They want to achieve this, they want to achieve this, they want to achieve this. They can't achieve all those things at one go where the resources not there. Because right now, when you look what's in the airport, we not go say okay, let governments can buy shares or trade this in America, just like how China do. We make American government owe them $1.4 trillion. We not reach that level there. Okay, copying best practices, it's good. You can do it over. You don't need to go to Rwanda. You understand? If you want for really cut costs, you can still be in Sierra Leone, do a conference call, or book an appointment. When we don't work for multinational companies, we in Sierra Leone. When they do conference call, na money network with other companies. We all day on the line with the talk conference call. Give me what now best practice. What in this? You don't need to go. You don't need to go Rwanda. I don't need to go to Kenya. The world don't connect now through connectivity. You can still be in your office. Send me template. Send me this. You understand? No need for let me sit down face to face. So many things that the government therefore do. You understand? Make them not copy the same thing where the Blast regime say with the cut austerity. They at the end of the day they still need the back door. They spend money like I said. There was no austerity. Government really therefore it's been just like how they say they don't meet money. They have to really because the economy. I tell you, no serious company no go invest now. We can't see right now wherein the inflation rate is so high. You understand? So your government therefore come and think outside the box. You understand? And encourage we. You understand? Because when you look now, we will look at companies can't compete. They're not able to compete with foreign companies. So you get from government to say they go for lower taxes on the companies the way they on the ground. Now that make like a mean me get a concern when this government try for lift the because before APC go there was these taxes of imported brands. Imagine the amount of drink where they sell in a salon, foreign brands where they sell. What the government passed regime did was they increased the taxes on them and reduced the prices. So majority of the people of Sierra Leone, they go more for salon brewery products. And imagine, say, salon brewery is paying excise tax, they pay sales tax. They have so many distributors who they get. These distributors, they also get their salesmen, they get people the way they employ. They get so many. So when you look along the chain, when you take brewery as a case study, we have so many companies like brewery. Probably they don't in terms of capital outlay, they are not the big or more than brewery. But you have so many companies where governments can be able to say, okay, these guys they're doing well. Let's see how we can give them some tax break, how we can give them some so they can go out there and compete. Now we look at companies that were in a salon, they can't compete with these Chinese. Now you go salon, you see influx of Chinese products. And they are more even cheaper. Even if somebody in America now decide for take laptop care salon, even if you say $1,000 for a laptop, nobody no go look you because the same brand where they sell, say this is a MacBook Air, somebody have it from China or Dubai where they sell $500. This is just one-off item where they look at. So when you go salon, you see a lot of things that happen. Most of these local companies, most local businesses on the ground can't compete anymore. They just I can't call it's not even going concern. You understand? Because the minimum of setting a business for let the business go. But they're all just sitting down, businesses on the whole they rush now for get government contracts. Even government contract is not forthcoming because you have to connect or even being a politician for make you get some of those government contracts. So in a whole nutshell of things that is happening on the ground, especially with countries, government therefore really think. Government therefore really think and see how they will. If now 50 Sierra Leonean businesses, young businesses, they can say, okay, let's try this 50 business. By December, let's give other opportunity to other 50 businesses. Let's see how we can give this. Give them, you don't need to give them incentive, but you create that platform wherein these companies can able. Let me for Gento. I'm so glad that Gento is a local company, is a local man, is a Sierra Leone, can able to compete with the likes of the Chinese, this China Railway Serving Group, TSC, so many Chinese. When you go to Freetown, when China they bid, the Chinese companies are bidding for a contract. They have more than 8 Chinese companies in Sierra Leone where one for do road construction. They just diversify in different names, but it's the same people. Just like if you talk about BJs or if you talk about suicide, when the same person own them, it's the same people. They just diversify. So if we not get if China Railway Serving Group not get them, they will get them at the same company. So the local people on the ground, local companies. Mind you, these guys are taking this money offshores. This time they make the economy, we currency, they devaluate every day. They are taking this cash offshores. And then for convert those money, you understand? So the government really can for beginning think. It's not. This is not about economics. No left the economics in our book. This is just common sense. Salon problem, now common sense. It's not about perception. It's like the reality on the ground. It markets women there. You understand? No, say for instance, food stuff. Give subsidies to people importing food stuff. You understand? People don't know. You understand? Now what's in happen? The huge taxes that government, these companies have to pay. Most of these Lebanese or most of these Fula guys, now they say, okay, they need to make money because the tax is so high. And government therefore really bring down the nation down, reduce them. Now most of these Fula guys, if you get 10 people the way they import directly come through Ataki, now they all they ship to Guinea. And now say now you get 5% where they ship to go. It's a lost revenue already. Now if you for pay $10,000 now Ataki, now the person prefer to go pay na Balamuya $3,000, and September that $3,000 where they pay. So if not they even go direct na government go far. The man where sit on there or the head where they don't give them paper. We all know the system where they happen. So government therefore really be vigilant. This is not about say okay, one for make money because not means nothing. This is about give and take. In business now give and take. They make Donald Trump and they say he's a smart dude. Me now one person where they admire in business terms. I know they admire in leadership where they rule America, but he's never a loser in all in businesses the way they do. In business is give and take. In order for say the government has to win in everything. At times they therefore give leverage, they therefore give open platforms for local people. You know how many say not that everybody wants to go into politics. No. There are a lot of people that don't want to go into politics. They just want to do their business, go salon and chill, they relax and do their business. The other thing again, if government really want for help, most of these business guys, even the airports like we discussed the other day, they have to reduce the taxes on the airport. Landing fee rather, therefore be reduced. From here on day for go Nigeria, it's $800 you get tickets, $700 they can go Nigeria. You can go to Sierra Leone with even $1,000. Person say you have for fly with Air Morocco and reach salon 3:30 in the morning. You understand? So we government therefore watch some side, you can forgive some side, then you win other side. If you get so many Sierra Leone and they coming in, when Uhuru Kenyatta of Kenya, when they outline the remittance of cash dollar coming in into Kenya by Kenyans outside of the diaspora. You know they take America, you know they take UK, you know they take France or Australia, wherever. When they come inside Kenya, from these people, man, not to pick money, Sierra Leone, and they send a video. If government can even let him, the boss of Bangoba, can even give you those figures and say, okay, this money where they can salon no more alone, man. But come on, go salon. And so man, then I picking over 60, 70, 80, not even Sabi salon. Because when you think for carry picking, you want no family go down salon. You remember, say you want to loan at $2,000 for tickets, something like this. You understand? You got for go to 2 picking, 3 picking, almost 1,000. What you got for one night pocket? What you know they go it. So government therefore, it's like give and take, bruh. Now me don't take now. It's sad. I feel for them. It's not easy because everybody want to let them do miracle overnight. But there are certain things that they get for look at them logically and try for say, okay, let's do this follow we give. But look at companies that are salon Abraham between me and you, they are not protected. And how would they talk about with dollar with the people that were there on the ground now more of foreign companies. So what happen at the end of the day, the demand for dollar they high because when they're selling leons, they want to convert their money into dollar for selling out the country. It's simple economics. If me go salon in a Chinese man, I go salon, I don't sell me things they don't. I don't sell all me things cost 200 million salon money. I want to send that money they can China for letting come. What if you say, I get for one night I forget more dollars. Yes. You understand? But then we look at brother where they did in a salon. You don't need dollar for fetch for. What they do? You wire and to put in bank account. If you're ready for can do business, you don't need for dollar for go begin meeting and guy in a street. Straight direct from the account, it converts the money in Leone or wherever country where they go. Inside account, so now wire. You don't even hold the dollar. But the demand on the street, because these guys need the dollar now, the demand is funny. I mean, the elementary economics, demand push inflation. The demand for the that can be take, bruh.
All right, thank you very much, Tony. Thank you. The bank governor, you don't talk. What I want to go with mind too. Now, when the bank governor be the talk, if you listen, he say the strategies then we they put in place right now for short time fix. He say, but the government now get the long-term fix. Then we ready for talk about the long-term fix. Now they begin talk about agriculture. Now they talk about cacao, talk about palm wine, talk about all the other things them. So when in the bank governor talks, forget the long-term fix. Even that auction, the auction, the dollar, is in a short-term fix. So the long-term fix, when are the government enroll, and he as the bank governor don't tell we say, like agriculture, so that, and the agriculture, now goods them, one, we with the imports. So, example, let's just say the rest. Not just take the rest, because the rest na the staple food. But the rest of the eats na salon, na kami they come. Even though we get grown for plants the rest, we still import them. Now we take that as example for the import. And for the export, it talk about cocoa, for cacao and all them things then they. So if na the government in responsibility for the long-term fix, waiting you don't see the present government working on agriculture. Not on paper, not on words, but in action, na the field, na the farm, na the plantation, which you don't see. So, it make you begin wonder. Say, waiting in not tell them, or it tell them, then pay their fears, or agriculture don't turn like just the past regime them. Where agriculture na paper a day, na multi day, but in order at the field, in order at the farm, in order at the plantation. Where agriculture they all na mot. Long-term fix of our economy. Oh, don't forget about the bauxite, the iron ore, the diamond. Because from where they say salon this, na this. What thing we don't gain? What thing we gain out of the internet? Eh? Let me just see if this money. Yes, caller, your name and who side you call from?
My name Harold Como. I come from Boston. As you said.
All right, so allow me can quick because we don't close the line. Waiting you want contribute, sir?
The contribution is one about the professor will talk about the money business, like the dollar side. I have to try to emphasize on more because anything as alone is also dollar business. But me as for the government, dollar unable to take dollar out of the country now because the way the country did before, they'll take all the dollar as the aside more than the billions. Or if I take the dollar out of the country now, it's very difficult for everything because everything as alone now is about dollar. For the dollar, people don't use that much. Most of anything that happen now, like Nasalone, everything is part of dollar now because you want to buy a house and a dollar, you want loan a dollar business they ask you about. I just want to know what's the procedure and for take that dollar out of for bring the Leones in the power. That I want to know.
All right, thank you very much, caller.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yes, as I've been the talk. You don't hear about the agriculture side. Now, in the professor say, not the responsibility of the government. Well, we don't help for remind the government say, professor say, not the responsibility. So we hope for Siam. Now let's come to the 2019 Act, where the professor talk about. When it only on the table, it talk against the enforcement of the act. Not to the bank they enforce, but now the authorities then were responsible. And one of the authorities then now the Sierra Leone police. We go around again, we come to Salon police. How effective the enforcement get for be? How effective? Because for make Sierra Leone come out outside now, it's going to be a joint effort from every department in Sierra Leone and from every loving Sierra Leoneans. Definitely you're going to have defaulters. Then you no sign of we pass maybe na heaven. But apart from that, you must get the one them with the default. But we didn't find them wanting. Waiting go happen. The judiciary day. Yes, we know say they don't pass them. We don't want at the end of the day when they go catch somebody just no back. Then they say, okay, that law day now for be the bank side. You know, the inside the constitution, you know, give the mandate for this, or you get a cutoff for that day. We hope say everything they in place, because there's going to be defaults one way or the other. One way or the other, it go there. But an example, yesterday, people in callback talk about example. Oh, set example. This Salonia, we all like them. We all want to make it better. But putting the right people in the right place for execute the right things them. Most of the people that we talk to, we lost them na salon. Ideo, just think of something and ask. Then go tell you say we get them. It's a get them. Now the implementation na in our problem. What in the government for do for encourage people them for go into large scale farming? Not to that garden behind backyard. Waiting the government for do. Who's kind encouragement for give to people them? Because agriculture, they pay big time. Agriculture, they pay big time. But it look like say, we all know one day in a bush again. We all know one day in a bush. So waiting change that perception day. Waiting bring this one now where everybody feels say na coat and tie. Na in the pay. And look just now waiting to the talk. Exports. Because the government has anti limited places for make money come on. So for every given opportunity, the government not they play with in tax. So for even ship things them out of Sierra Leone, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. For ship things them into Sierra Leone right now, it's not cheap. All this, you go say, yes, now we own way of contributing for make things better. But at the end of the day, the business people, they come back to the ordinary man out there. They come back to them. If you know one thing right on a salon, let me just take Danny as an example. The city rates, they call them the city rates, they don't go up. Let me say na the neighborhood. Within exactly the council they contribute for make that city rates they go up. Within then they do they. And then they pick dirty. No. Now they get people where they pick dirty, where you they pay them. Waiting again. Then they sweep. Then they sweep the street. And they talk about even then corner streets them because every use they pay. So paying on one, but providing the service that people pay for. Providing the service that people pay for. Now the other one. Papa government. Without you waiting the bank governor say sir. Papa bank governor, we don't hear what you say, sir. You say now you do for the short-term fix them. The government, now they for the long-term fix them. You don't tell we say the inflation right now, if not to the policy they own and they put in place, maybe the dollar for don't pass society now. Okay. But even society now, we know like can they. And how available the dollar go in at the bank name for make them go able to discourage black market. I know say it's going to be hard for the banks then for compete with the black market. Because who person getting dollar one change, now street they go. Because if they get more money there. If you go to the bank, they get less money. And the one in the street, we are yet to see the enforcement of this. Let's see if they go begin arresting dollar guys then. Let we see how this enforcement go. Because then if they buy and sell and nothing say they get license, only the banks then get license. Like I said, on Friday, go to the Sierra Network production page, or we go share them, or maybe even tomorrow something I will bring them, because we go out there and talk to the dollar guys them. Let we see and hear from their own side, within anything. Even though they be vexed by we, they not be even want to talk to we. Or to be able to convince them. And then tell we their own side. Because now rumor they go around again say next week, the dollar price they fall. How? Me I don't know. But we they wait for say and fall next week. Because as it is now, it is between, they say, 9,300 and 9,700. And so it is right now. But, if na rest no more, agriculture, the rest, na we able for don't pan a salon. Because that almost million where we they import every year, every month we they import rest and salon, rest they come. All kind, clean one or dirty one or any kind now. They come. We will plant rest. But if you watch again, even the wala rest, yes, the wala rest and the rough rest, when a salon rest them, then dia pass the other rest then they. And not to the only dia, you for sabi wasam. If not, the rest and the stone, maybe the stone ain't go sound, they sound like saying a wrong beefy the charm. So we get, even the little one way that they produce, we get a long way for go for make somebody able just buy the rest, wash and put on a pot and you cook them. You not get for begin say they pick you for sabi sifter for let the stone they left behind. Not so? But again, if you check, the African stores them in the West, you they meet other country than they own. Them food stuff them. But you don't ever go meet Salon. No, pass go na them small Sierra Leonean own stores them. Now they go meet a salon per mine. And then they say, now inside one gallon, there is no brand, no nothing. They all get in shop and go tell you, say, oh, now last week they count and say, now fresh per mine. And then they go meet you. We not get how we not brand conscious inside our country. Now so out of the country back, there is no brand. That packaging. The packaging, now we get problem with. You get few people who don't they try now. You get few people who don't they try. But when you check the price, you know, say, I don't know, is it something about we? Let me just make an example. Let me forget about Saloon out. I don't know who's you dey. For a pure Sierra Leonean restaurant. You don't ever see it last long. He did it for years. Because we just take and say, who that? Now, Casada leaf now they go say everything $10 for bowl. You know how much, if me cook, you know how much bowl I go get a meals? $10. If I add waiting self there, they get maybe food that kind bowl. Will it patronize? Oh, na like no like for it out? Or na waiting? Or we just know the battle? Because if you see other countries in Cameroon, Nigeria, if you see them, the restaurant there, it dey as long as it dey Ghanaian, and they see them, they go back and they eat. But we, maybe who say you dey indifferent no. If you see one person just now say in they make home one, you go to put say in they do a check, they do this, they do that. Watch, maybe inside that same complex, other person back the gap saying if they do them. How you see they na salon and so come out and out and back na the west. Maybe na the same street for that person back say they say who that self they do a check but left hand they are checking off and me say they begin do and safe. He said begin make back the same and check. There was this Cameroonian family na Dallas. Anybody who don't live Dallas, you know, na fish them, then they bake the fish. Then begin inside the apartment. And they then begin. Inside the apartment. At the end of the day, they end up get a restaurant. From the apartment to the restaurant. And now that same area there, maybe 2 or 3 months after they open, when the place begin kick fine, Nigerians then back go open. Not too far. Just like 2-minute drive, or maybe you can walk 10 minutes, you walk and go over inside the Nigerians they open. But guess what? Even the Nigerians the way open over yonder, they come over na the Cameroonian side, they can't eat. Because now the wire force be the open. And the signature wouldn't be the wire for a fish. So then one in the over under, they know the seller. And up to now, the two businesses still they run for years. Can we see that happen in our community? Lie. So when we talk about waiting the government for do, we therefore talk about the attitude of we, the Sierra Leoneans, them, waiting we willing for do for help for fix the economy. But again, the leaders then for live by example. The leaders then for live by example. Because if we see them really like dedicated to fix the economy, like tooth and nail, like we want to get this right, we want to get it done, everybody go come on board. Everybody. But again, it's Sierra Leone. Small country in West Africa. Get a lot of minerals them. But now they also would ask for donation for the school. Not so. Up till now, for more open the GoFundMe, at £38 the 90. Or you not believe say na something we able for do? Or you feel say Sierra Network will eat your money? You feel say wait till they preach, not to we want do? Waiting they hold you back. We get beaucoup people them where they listen. The little help we you go give, it go a long way. So I encourage you, do ya? Check out the GoFundMe. Just search for Sierra Network. It go come up. Let's make this happen. Contact me if na Zelle you want use, if na the Cash App you want use. If na Cash App, use the United States number. It is on Cash App as Sierra Network. Now Western Union back you want send a salon? It's good. Let's make this happen. With all the zeal. Now we don't come with an opportunity, we lay on a table. Say we waiting at the diaspora, let's make this happen. For the beginning and the school. We don't hear them. I don't play video the other day. Eh? What else do we need? Or you say for go salon go check if not true they talk. Please. Let we make this happen. We get a lot of people we don't promise. Say definitely then go help. But like as I say, school open September. School all lock now. And we know say this now in season. One paint the school. The downstairs. Go for pull them board and then pan them at the window. Fix something there. Go for fan, table and chairs. Go for build toilet. One room the way I don't begin think say one fix up the room maybe if na like a small canteen and thing there like that. So please, let we make this happen. For more we create them, na be Sunday. Today Thursday, depending on who side you dey. So man who side dey now, na Friday. From the day we create them with two people give. One give £20, another give £18. That's it. Up to date. Nobody no give again. Yes, we get other people them we don't give to Western Union. And another person we don't give through the Cash App. So please, every day with the kaya, with the talk, no, not just they put up at the government. Let's have help for do something. At least at the end of the day, we're going to be proud. Say now we all help make that school they be what it be they like it today. You will they think can fire me any question, send an email, or if fire me any question, we're open. We'll show you everything. And we're going to do this. But let's unite and make it happen. At the end of the day, we will struggle till we do it. Then at the end of the day, you go sit down, back you look, say, hey, then try you. But waiting be stop you for joining. I know we can do this. We go there back tomorrow for continue the conversation. Till we meet again tomorrow. Na so three people say, tata.